Hi, my name's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted in a while. Between the new job, the holidays, this really bad haircut that led me into my flop era, I just really haven't had a lot of time, but I am now here with a new speed build. If you're new to this channel, what I do is gaming content, but mostly for The Sims 4. I try to also do speculation and news updates, but I mostly am known for my speed builds. So here we are in my latest speed build where we are creating Stu Macher's house from the Scream franchise. As you can tell by that poster back there, I am a huge fan of both Bailey Sarian and the Scream franchise. The Scream franchise is probably my favorite film franchise of all time. The first Scream movie I definitely consider one of my favorite films, if not my favorite. I really think the first Scream movie is a fun and exciting film for many reasons, not just because it revitalized the slasher, but because it is quite just a fun whodunit film. The subsequent films I all really love. Even my least favorite, Scream 3 of the bunch, I still do love and do enjoy watching, though not as much as the others. Part of the reason I decided to build this was because the newest Scream film came out. This is kind of like what is called it's not a reboot, but not really a sequel. It's a reboot sequel, kind of like in the same vein of like the newer Star Wars films, where it is a continuation of the original story, but with new characters, and it's kind of its own new original story also. I will say I do think this film, though, handles both new and legacy characters a lot better than Star Wars ever did. Then that's kind of what this whole film is about. It's kind of a big commentary on this new kind of trend we're seeing with these reboot sequels. This continuation of the story with new characters and new plot points. I don't want to give too much away for those who have not seen the film and want to, but I just want you to know this is actually, in my opinion, a really good film. Not just a good Scream film, but a good film in general. There is one thing I'm not a huge fan of, and I don't want to spoil it, but I will give a hint. When you watch it, it's vaguely similar to the Maureen plot in 3. And that's vague, and you're going to try to think what that means, but when you watch the film, you'll understand what I mean. And yeah, that wasn't my favorite part of the film, but I didn't hate it. Overall, though, I really liked the latest Scream. This and it's just called Scream. We call it Scream 6 often or Scream 5 on like Twitter and stuff, but it's not formally marketed as that way. So I really enjoyed the film, and because of it, I was really inspired to go back and make Stu Macher's house, which if you've seen any of the like promotional stuff for the film, you would know was heavily featured, not just in the trailer, but in the posters. So there is kind of like a return to that location in the film. Once again, don't want to get into spoilers. What I liked about this, though, is it was also very heavily featured in like promotional materials that were also not the trailer and stuff. For example, there was like this whole like come stay in the Scream house with Airbnb back in October. So you know, it was kind of felt like a good time to revisit this. And what I kind of learned from building this house is I realized it looks like the main part of the house, architecturally speaking, is kind of like a 19th century construction with a 20th century, probably like late 20th century garage add-on right on the front. As you can kind of see here, it's this big block that's kind of near the front with all the windows. So that's one fun thing I kind of like realized as I was building, which is kind of fun because usually when I'm building homes in The Sims 4. I feel like I try to find homes that are very specifically one architectural style or one era. So playing with this kind of home that had a little bit of a past and a little bit of a contemporary edition was really interesting. It's also interesting because I couldn't find a lot of pictures of the back of the house, so I kind of had to like go off of what I saw on the inside from images. The house is also interesting because if you watch the film, there are times where they make it feel like the living room where they're watching Halloween in the first film. They try to make it seem like that is in the front of the house, but it's really in the back. So that's one thing that, you know, you had to keep in mind. And there's also lots of pictures of the interior online, especially of the downstairs. So the downstairs was pretty easy to replicate in The Sims. Of course, like there's also the scaling issues, also issues such as there's like not so much inconsistencies, but the film definitely wanted to make the rooms in the house feel smaller, and maybe just to add a more claustrophobic feel, or that way to make the chase scenes a little bit more interesting. But because of that, there'll be rooms that are a lot bigger in real life that when I was replicating the game, I was like, okay, so do I go off of the images, which are a lot bigger, or do I go off of what the movie was trying to feel? And I tried to find a good balance in between. The roof was definitely pretty hard, mostly because I couldn't find any really good pictures of the roof from many different angles, but I could tell it was this kind of like slanted mansard roof. So that's what I tried to do. I used platforms to get it a lot higher, so that way I can make my own dormer. Because of that though, and using platforms, the upstairs is kind of like what could be an attic space is really just not usable. So I apologize if anyone wanted to use it. It's just kind of junk. But there is a first floor, a second floor, and a basement. So there's plenty of room. When I was doing also the interior, there was kind of thinking, do I go more of the original film, the new film, and also elements from the most recent like renovation? And that's what I was trying to do, is like do a good mix of the three to get kind of like a whole kind of feeling of the house, as well as I did want to give it kind of my own like little twists on it. Another thing to note is the exterior of the home is for the most part base game. There might be a few things here and there that are not, but the exterior for the most part is base game. The doors, of course, are Strangerville. So if you were to download this and you did not have all the packs, you would not need to at least worry about the exterior of the house being affected. You might have to do some renovating, but I did try to use the base game where I thought it would work. And you'll see even here, I try to use a lot of base game stuff, but also there's just a lot of stuff from other packs that just work really good, like paranormal vampires, for example. So if you don't have all the packs, don't worry. You'll mostly just be missing some like little furnishings, which you can easily replace out with some other stuff. I was just trying to do my best to replicate kind of like the feeling or aesthetics of these rooms, either from the movie or the images I was seeing. So if you go ahead and use like a base game bed, where I used one from another pack, it probably won't make that big of a deal. I was just trying to do my best to copy what I see. Anyways, like I said, you can download this off my gallery. My username is Jaymehorne, Jaymehorne, one word. I have lots of other stuff on there, so feel free to check out those as well as check out the other content here on my channel. You can download all sorts of fun stuff as well as while you're here. Let me know down below what you liked about this build, what you didn't, if there's anything you thought I could have done different. I will say the staircase, I had to make an executive decision not to do it completely exactly like how it is in real life. So I do apologize for anyone who notices that, as well as let me know down below if you've seen the new Scream movie, and if you liked it. Try not to spoil anything for anyone who has not seen it. Try to do spoiler-free reactions. Anyways, thank you so much for checking out this video. I'll be trying to post later this week, like some speculation videos as well. Maybe some other speed builds. Let me know down below if there's any other builds you are interested in. I have a Sydney Prescott build, which is not the best, and maybe one of these days I'll finally try like Casey Becker's or something. Anyways, like I said, please comment, like, subscribe, and check out some other content. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.